I know what you're thinking before you ask. Yes. Yeah. Yep. It's because I don't want you to see some stuff, alright? I'm sorry, I don't want you to see this. Now you're paying attention. Don't pay attention to it. Stop. Alright, guys, today we're going to be talking about Eddie Brock. And why he needs to be connected to Peter Parker. And why he needs to become Venom. And why, and why, and why, and why. I always have to say why. Why do I have to give a reason? The reason is laid out. The evidence is there. It's already laid out. I'm referring to an interview that was conducted a while back in which this was said when referring to Venom and Eddie Brock. In an interview between IGN and Roberto Orci, he was asked, but the big question in terms of Venom is, do you think they're primed enough for an Eddie Brock, or does it need to be Flash Thompson? Complicated but more heroic. Roberto Orci then answered, I think they're ready to have things shaken up. I think we've all seen everything. You've seen everything. You can probably predict the ending of most things even better than a general audience. But a general audience is still pretty good at it. They can see it all coming. So we have to shake it up. You can't just keep telling the same stories every day. And I personally agree with him. So it's a really good thing that we haven't seen Eddie Brock's story told.
But what about Spider-Man 3?
It didn't happen. So from that statement, we get the idea that Eddie Brock may not be Venom. I mean, that's a possible assumption that you can make based upon what was stated. But, and people, wait a minute. So many people have just tried to, listen, Venom, listen. Eddie Brock does not need to be Venom. Okay, we've already seen that. We've already seen that. Flash Thompson, on the other hand, he's perfect. He's already set up to become Venom. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? I'm sorry, I'm not normally this confrontational or this, assertive. But what do you mean Flash Thompson is already set up? He is a bully. The first movie, we saw him bully Peter Parker, and Peter Parker retaliated in a way that most people most likely wouldn't retaliate with. He embarrassed the boy instead of beating him up like he did to him. Flash Thompson has not been set up to be Venom. Who's been set up to be Venom? Who has been set up to be Venom? I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to lay out some groundwork to you. Get an idea of what this franchise is. Alright, listen. Here's something interesting. So the Amazing Spider-Man franchise is right now centering around the Untold Story. And the Untold Story is the story of Peter Parker's parents. Now, where did Peter Parker's parents work? Oscorp. Okay, sure. Now, if you look at the comics, right? If you look at the comics, Peter Parker's parents were scientists in the Ultimate Comics. It looks like in the movies they're going this route. They're scientists working for Oscorp in the movies. In the comics, what did Peter Parker's parents do? Who did they do it with? Peter Parker's parents, Richard Parker, worked with Eddie Brock Sr. and they created a suit. The suit, we know it as the symbiote, but in the Ultimate Comics, it wasn't a symbiote. It was a suit to cure cancer, and it went wrong. It was an experiment gone wrong. How on this planet are you going to tell me that Flash Thompson has been set up to become Venom more than Eddie Brock? When this franchise has to do with Peter Parker's parents, and they're deriving a lot of this stuff from the Ultimate Comics. And in the Ultimate Comics, what did Peter Parker's parents do? They created the Venom suit with who? Eddie Brock Sr.'s parents. Eddie Brock Jr.'s parents. Okay, corrected myself. Eddie Brock Jr.'s parents. It just goes hand in hand. Peter Parker likes to take pictures. That's apparent. That was shown in the first movie. Peter Parker likes to take pictures. Peter Parker tried to take pictures of the Lizard. For who? The Daily Bugle. For who? The Daily Bugle. Guess what? His uncle is dead. His uncle is not living anymore. His aunt lives in a house and she works, but the uncle is not there to help her supplement with the income. Peter Parker likes to take pictures. He already tried to take pictures for the Daily Bugle. Now, with his uncle gone, I think it's going to be a lot more of his responsibility. He feels that it'll be a lot more of his responsibility to try to help his aunt financially. How? By taking pictures for the Daily Bugle. Who works at the Daily Bugle? Eddie Brock. Who was Peter Parker's parents working with when creating the symbiote suit, the Venom suit in the Ultimate Comics? Eddie Brock's parents. What is the untold story about in the movies? Peter Parker's parents. Now, don't you even try. Don't try to tell me that Flash Thompson should be Venom to be different. What? To be different? Are you serious right now? To be different? Because we definitely got the genuine Eddie Brock / Venom that we were supposed to get in the Amazing Spider-Man, in Spider-Man 3, not the Amazing Spider-Man, in Spider-Man 3. We definitely got the Eddie Brock that we were supposed to get. We definitely got Venom. To be different. What about how things are already set up? What about what we already know? What about the history? What about the comics? To be different. How about to be right? How about to actually, you know, say, well, this is set up right like this, right? This is how it's set up. How about we just do it like that? We've already established this in the movies. How about we just do it like that? Why on earth would Flash Thompson become Venom? First, at least. Why first? Why would he become Venom first? Who created the symbiote? Who created the suit? In my mind, I think that they worked on the suit in the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. So, who worked on the suit? Peter Parker's parents. How is Flash Thompson going to get the symbiote suit? How on earth would he get the suit? How on earth would he become Venom first, at least? You can't think of a reason because there is no reason. Peter Parker's parents worked with Eddie Brock's parents in the comics. These movies are talking about what Peter Parker's parents did. It's already set up. There's no reason for Flash Thompson to become Venom for the sake of being different? For the sake of being different? That's a reason? No. That's a horrible reason for the sake of being different. What about being good? What about doing something that actually benefits the story? Something that actually pushes the story along in a logical manner? What about that? What about being logical? What about being genuine? What about, you know, being good? Don't do Flash Thompson to be different. If you're gonna do Flash Thompson, it better be it better be for a reason other than to be different. How is that cool? To be different? No. No, we don't. Not to be different. Have it benefit the story. Guess what? It can't. I mean, it could. You could write it any way you want it. It just have to be a good way. But it's already set. It's already set up perfectly to introduce Eddie Brock. Introduce Eddie Brock. Introduce him. It's already set up. Don't mess it up. There's no point of messing it up. There's no point of doing it to be different. You can be different and still have Eddie Brock. This would be different from the Spider-Man 3 movie. It would be way different. The similarity would be that Eddie Brock works at Daily Bugle and Peter works at Daily Bugle. That's the only similarity. Besides that, there's no reason for Flash Thompson to become Venom. There's no reason for Flash Thompson to become... There is absolutely no reason for Flash Thompson to become Venom. Other than to be different. What? To be different. That's a good reason. Definitely. No, it's not. It's not. You didn't see my last video of the perfect Spider-Man game. That'll be in the description below. Make sure you check that out. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I've been Swinging saying, let's have a conversation in that comment section below. Do you agree with me? There's no reason for Flash Thompson to be Venom. And if you don't agree with me, please put your thoughts in that comment section. And I definitely will. I will read it. I read every comment, and on every video, I read every comment. I try to respond to almost every comment. I try to respond to as many comments as I can. If I can't respond, I'm sorry. If I don't respond, I'm sorry. But I have read your comment. I read every single comment. Every single comment. Yes. In my last video, Andrew Melito, he asked me a question about my idea. And I'm happy that a lot of you guys really enjoyed that video with me talking about an idea that I had for a good Spider-Man game, or a really good Spider-Man game. But he said that he really liked the idea, and that one problem that he had was that he felt that the game would be too fast-paced almost, or that that you wouldn't have enough time to explore the world. And that is true. The thing is, in the game, you know, the missions and how I envision it in my mind, the missions and the structure of the game, it would kind of make you explore the world. Like, so for instance, a Daily Bugle mission would have you looking for stuff. It's the missions would actually allow you to explore the world. Now, in terms of free roaming, you could try to free roam, but it wouldn't, like, there probably wouldn't be time for that. No, it probably wouldn't, unless you beat the game. Then afterwards you free roam, and then you find different missions and different stuff. Or maybe say you were to complete all of your missions and stuff for that time period, then you could maybe free roam. But there wouldn't be that much time to free roam, because there'd be so much stuff happening all the time and stuff to do constantly. So freedom in terms of mission choice would be there, but in terms of you being able to free roam and do stuff, that would probably come after once you beat the game. And when you free roam, that's how you would find like new missions and new stuff to do. And because there's always stuff happening, there's always, the clock is always going, there's always missions for you to do, always missions for you to have to do. Then you would probably, you probably wouldn't get a chance to really explore. But the world would be so live and filled with different things that you would always be doing something. So that's a plus, like you said. But the free roaming aspect, you want to be able to free roam. That I understand that. And the missions would push you in directions and push you to explore, and you may have to look for some things, and that may push you to explore. But yeah, there probably wouldn't be too much time to just explore. Unless you did complete the missions in a certain time, right? But most of the time, you'd always be doing something. So, yeah, just my idea. Thanks for your question, buddy. As always, thank you guys for watching. I'm Vince, saying comment, subscribe. Peace out. I'm gone. Peace. Later. Peace. Flash Thompson is not Flash Thompson is not Venom. In the Venom movie, do not do Flash Thompson. There's no reason for him to be Flash Thompson. Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock is Venom. Peace. That really agitated me. I'm sorry. Peace, guys. Peace.
Venom 2 million.